love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. I've said earlier that 90% of America is getting a tax cut. From a percentage standpoint, it might be bigger than that. It might be 95% of America is getting a tax cut, because the only category that I have seen where you're actually going to have a tax bill go up that's significant, and there's some folks that where it stays flat. Where I see taxes going up is the single individual. So let's call it Billy from South Carolina. And Billy from South Carolina makes $500,000 a year. He's got no kids and he's single. We're going to go to South Carolina because we just changed. So Billy is $500,000 and he deducts a lot because he has a big house and he pays a bunch of property taxes, $12,000 a year in property taxes. He itemizes another, let's call it $15,000 a year. Now, he's going to get clipped here a little bit because his state taxes that he pays are pretty significant, and that deduction is going away. Arguably the biggest change of this new tax plan going into 2018. So if you're high income, you're losing your state income tax deduction, and the property taxes, or your state and local property taxes, it's itemized, or it's capped at a $10,000 deduction. And that's a really big deal. So let's run the scenario. $500,000, South Carolina, children under the age of 17, zero. Billy from South Carolina is gonna lose almost 10 grand. He's gonna pay an additional $10,000 according to my tax calculator. Now, it might not be quite that bad, because in this case, you're going to see maybe a little bit of relief because the AMT, the alternative minimum tax, that's getting a little less punitive. So that might add a couple $1,000s extra to this. So he might be $5,000 or $6,000, but that's a scenario where taxes are going up. And I'd like to hear from that kind of group. Now, when you call in here to the show, the phone lines are open. You don't have to tell me your name. If you're a high income earner, you got big property taxes, I want to run some of those scenarios. You don't have to tell me your name. You don't want your neighbors to know how rich you are. I get that. So you can come in, you can call in and just give me a separate name, and we'll run the numbers for you. But in this particular scenario, and let's run Billy, and let's say he lived in Georgia, $500,000 in income, a single. He's itemizing, $12,000 property tax, $15,000. His tax is actually going down, or his taxes are going up about eight grand in the state of Georgia. So that in itself, that's the category, the lower end of the upper 1% of earners in America. So you're earning $450,000 million. That's where I'm starting to see there's a little bit of tax increase here. So if you're driving, be safe. Don't run into the side of the road because you just heard your taxes are going up. Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.